Hello everyone, this is the Paper Princess and we're going to continue working on our Tango album. This is the second pocket page that I made, so I'm going to label it P3, flip it over like you're turning the book and write P4. So we'll be working on pages 3 and 4 right now. So here's page 3. I'm going to set this up in the corner here and I will show you your cuts for page 3. So there's 4 of them, and let's start with flap A. Flap A is going to be 9 1/4 by 4 1/4. B is going to be 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. C is 9 1/2 by 5 1/2. And D is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. So write those down, get them cut, and we are going to start scoring them. Here's my scoreboard. Okay, so flap A, we're going to score a 1/2 inch on the 4 1/4 side. So that 4 1/4 side is facing up. B, this is a pocket base. So this, we're going to put a pocket on top of this so this doesn't get any score lines. C is a pocket. So we're going to score 1/2 inch on 3 sides, and we're going to start with the side we need to be open, which is the longer side, the 9 1/2. So 9 1/2 is facing the top. And we're going to go all around 1/2 inch. Turn to the right, 1/2 inch. Turn to the right again. Okay, and D is going to be a pull out, so there are no score lines on this. So let's put tape on A and C. So here's A. And our pocket. This is a big pocket. And we will press these down. Okay. Okay, so before I fold these flaps over, I'm going to make my cuts in the corners. Okay, so I'm going to hold it at a 90-degree angle, go up to where the lines intersect, turn it a little to the right, and continue on. Same over here. And then we'll fold these over. So now let's get our page 3 down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this first, the flap A, and put it on the right hand side. So I'll turn my paper to the side here so I'm facing it. It's facing me, and I'll cut off my backing here, and then lay this down. I'm going to have a little bit of space, like 1/8 of an inch at the top and bottom, and it's going to be flush here at the side. Take my burnish, nice bone folder, and just press this down. Okay. Now, I want this pocket to go on top. It has to actually go on top of the one that we're, so flat B is the pocket base. So that's going to be going around here, and then I'm going to put the pocket on the side of that. So before we do anything, let's take our flat B and turn it sideways, and then we're going to lay our pocket on top of flat B. So first I'm taking off the bottom backing, and pressing down the sides. I'm going to put this right flush with all the edges. Okay, just a smidgen off. Not bad. Not worth lifting up. It's just a hair. Okay. I can actually just trim that little piece that I was off. Okay. Now this is going to lay with the opening of the pocket facing to the right. So I want it like that. I'm just going to look at where it goes here, and what I'm going to do is I got to figure out where I want it, which is right here. I'm going to take my pencil, and just on the other side I'm going to make a little pencil mark right here. So basically now I'm going to put tape from this pencil mark to the opening, not the other direction. But from that pencil mark to where my opening of the pocket is. So I'm going to put a fair amount of score tape. So there's my pocket. So the tape goes on top of that line, right? Here's the line, there's the opening. So I want the tape going that way. It doesn't have to cover every inch like when we created the base album, but you just want to make sure it's held down good. So I'm putting a piece at the end, definitely a piece right at the edge of the top here. And I could take my ATG glue gun, fill in the rest because I didn't get quite to the edge here. There we go. There. Okay. And I will peel this off. Yeah, I just wanted to put tape at the top because this part needs to be laying down nice and secure. Okay, so I have my flap here, and what I want to do is line it up And there's my line. I'm going to press this flap down when I get it. It's probably got like 1/2 inch, maybe less at the top and bottom. Doesn't have to be exact, but it's approximately the same. And this looks all straight to me, so I'm going to press this down. Yes, it's nice and straight here, straight there. Okay, looks nice. Another time maybe I would leave this open and you can tuck something else behind there. So let me think about that for another project. So this time, this flap D is going to go in here, and that's going to be our pullout. But what we want to do is take a graphic 45, one of these small tags. If you don't have that, some people have a punch that you can just punch out a pull tab. So either way, so I'm going to be putting this where just a little bit is showing. So I'm going to make my pencil mark on the flip side, about that much showing. So I'll put a mark here, and this is where I'm going to have my tape. So again, I'm going to put tape going across, mainly the top, bottom, and one in the middle. And I'll put this on my pullout. Flat D. So I've got my flat side facing up. This is the flat side. And I'll line it up till it's in the middle. And I'll lay that down. And now I have a nice pull tab here. So there we go. And that looks nice. Okay, so that's page 3. Turn it over. We've got page 4. And I'm going to give you the measurements for that. That is, well, before I do that, that's our waterfall page. I just want to show you so you can decorate page 3 if you want. So page 3, I have rose with piano here. I backed it with red because this was actually a leftover piece from somewhere. And so there wasn't quite enough to fit the top of this pocket, so I put red behind it. This pullout, I used a music sheet. I think that was from the A4 pack, or you can get it on the coordinating patterns. That was on the back of one of the pages. This rose paper is everywhere. Coordinating patterns by the look of it, because it's a little smaller roses. And some roses going this way, and this little piece I put red. So that was a fun page. And right where you pull this out, I also put a strip of the roses. So I have a strip of red and a strip of roses. Okay, so now we are on to page 4, which is going to be our sideways waterfall. So we have a lot of little pieces to cut out. Turn it over. This is page 4. And we need to cut out 8 pieces. I'll do some with you. They're going to be 4 1/8 by 4 9/16. I know, it's such an odd size, but basically the 4 by 4 pieces, if I want 1/8 of an inch all the way around, that's what I had to do. So I'm going to show you where those marks are on your score cutter. if you have one of these 16th ruler, it's an easy read ruler. I'm trying to see where it's by Victor. I think I got that online. You can measure out your 4 1/8 and your 4 9/16. But if you don't worry, because I have a way of showing you what I need. So I'm going to pull out my cutter, and let's do the 4 1/8 first. The 4 1/8 is 2 lines after the 4-inch mark. So I'm going to go up to my 4 inches here, and there's 2 lines past it towards the 5. So I'm going to go 2 lines over and cut there. And that is 4 1/8. So for the 4 9/16, that is going to be 1 line after the 4 1/2. So I'm going to go up to 4 1/2 right here and just go 1 little tick mark past that. And that is our 4 9/16. So now I have 5 of these cut out. I'm going to cut out 3 more. And you can do that as well, and then hit pause and come back when you have 8 pieces. So again, we're going to go 2 lines after the 4 for our 4 1/8. Actually, wait a minute, that's already there. That's already there. I just need to do the 4 9/16. So that is 1 line after the 4 1/2. And there we go. I've got a strip of paper over here somewhere. You can always check your scraps, see if you have a piece that fits the bill here. Let's see, this is 4 1/8, so we want to have 2 lines after the 4. Yes, it is. Okay. Perfect. It's one of my scraps. And then 1 line after the 4 1/2. Do that again. 1 line after the 4 1/2. Okay, how many do I have? Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. Okay, so get those cut, and you'll come back to me and we will score them. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to score them 1/2 inch on the 4 9/16 side. So I just want to measure and make sure, and I'll put them here all facing the right direction. So this is our 4 9/16. That side will be facing up. So just give yours a quick measurement, 1 line after the 4 1/2, and make sure that is facing the top. And we are going to score 1/2 inch on all of these pieces. I got them all lined up, facing the right direction. That one upside down, so I'm going to rescore that. I want my flat side facing up. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to tape each of these. Make sure they're all flat side, yes. Okay, now we can tape them all. Got my 3/8 inch tape. And close to the bottom, just so you are not taping on that score line. For this waterfall page, this is the one we're going to use 4 large magnets. So not those little ones. I will show you. They're this size. And I cut the top off so I don't see what size they are, but they come with 12 in a pack. And those are by Basic Gray also. Okay. Let's press these all down. Okay, so let's bring out our page 4 with our P4 at the top. Okay. And what we're going to do, we have to fold all these over. Now these are all going to go on our left-hand side of page 4. And what we do is we'll start with, we just want to take 2 and figure out where we are, our placement. Okay, so I'm going to have a little bit of space between each one. And if I lay these down, which you always do before you peel off the backing, I know that there's a little bit of space on the bottom and the top. It is approximately a little more than a 1/2 inch. On there, make sure we're, yeah, it's like one line past the 1/2 inch. So around there, or you can eyeball, let's put down our first piece, and the first piece goes right at the edge. So I'm going to lay down the 2 first pieces and then go across. All right, so I'm right up to the edge. I can feel this with my fingers here. It looks to be like 1/2 inch. If you want to be precise and put a little pencil mark there, you can. I just know from so many times looking at a 1/2 inch what a 1/2 inch is. This, it's very important to get it straight because the rest are going to follow. So our edge, if you line it right up to the edge, it will be nice and straight. And let's just lay down this next one so we can get our spacing correct. All right, so I want a little bit of a space. I'm looking for that 1/2 inch at the top, mainly trying to get this flush with the edge. Flush right here, which it is. This looks all even. Yes. So now I'm comfortable in putting the rest of them going across. So what you do is you take these, open them up. This next one, it's gonna go right flush with this edge, and then it'll go all the way down. So let's see. Okay, so this, let's line it up. And when I close this down, see it's a little bit sticking out here, so I got to adjust it a little bit, which you can do because I haven't pressed it down yet. Okay. What I could do also is hold this like that, so I know this is where I want it to be. I'm looking for this to line up right at this edge. Before I hold anything down, I'm just going to close this, make sure with my thumbs that that is right, and then I can press it down. There we go. Okay, and we'll do the next one. That seemed to work, where you put it approximately, you're not laying it down, you're just putting the tip of it right there. Right there. And you take this next flap and with your thumb and your middle finger, make sure that they are even. Okay. Oh, that's off a little bit. Let's see. I'm laying this down gently. I'm not pressing it down. I'm going to make sure that this comes up. There, I can move it a little bit and it's lined up. Then I can press it down. Okay, and we will do that again with our last one. Last one of the bottom waterfall. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here, lift this up. Looks even. I just lay it down gently. No. Right around there. Yes. Okay. Hope you can see what I was doing. Laying this gently about where it comes to the edge here, but then using the one before it to make sure that it's even across. And I can always move this up a little bit so it's flush with that, because so that this one's off just a smidge. If I go like this, there, now it's not anything sticking out down here, and it's flush, and then I can press it down. Okay, looks good. For the top waterfall, we have our first one down. Take my next one, line it up to where the edge of this first one is. You can also tilt it like this. Let's see. If I fold this over, I can see that I need to move this just ever so slightly. There we go. The next one. Oops. Dropping things. Okay. So I'm putting this right down at the bottom of that, making double sure. Yep, there we go. And the last one. Okay. Nice. Okay, now they're all down. For our magnets, got a lot of flip flaps here. We don't want the small ones because then you could put one here, one there, and all the way down. We're just going to use 2 big ones for the top and 2 for the bottom. So let me show you that. Okay. The first one, I'm taking a positive. Well, before I take the backing off, I'm going to put it low down, not right up to the edge, right here. And if I fold this down, I know that I'm going to have another one on the base page. So I'm going to put this down in my flap, right around there. Okay, and before I tape it down, I've got my negative, and I know that's going to be on this bottom of the page. But where exactly, I'm going to fold this over and see it lands right there. And then I'm going to, see it lands right there. I'm going to peel off this backing. And then slowly fold down my waterfall. And then press. Lands right there. Okay, so let's fold this over. It stays down. It's good. It's just the way I want it. So I'm going to tape some of my 3/8 inch tape, since this is a bigger magnet, and tape this down. If you didn't quite catch that, I'm about to do it again on this bottom waterfall. Okay, so that is down. We will take another big magnet, our positive. Okay, I'm going to put it on the back of my first flap. It's about 1.25 inches in. And before I tape it down, I'm taking my negative. I know this is going to wind up somewhere around here. So let's just fold this over and see where it lands. You hear that click? It means it landed right there. And I'm going to peel this back off. And real slow, because this magnet's going to move until it gets to the right place. Real slow, I take it and fold all these flaps down, give it a press, and it lands right there. Let's make sure this, yes it does, so I can tape it down. go. So now I'm going to show you the papers that I used for this. Let me get on my, here we go. Okay. So in the Tango paper, there's a page here. Whoops. Let's keep it going. Hold on. There's a cutout sheet at the end. Let me just find it. My thing is acting up. Okay. All right. There is a sheet of paper here. That's not it. Oops, there it is. So the back of one of the pages has all these 4x4 cutouts. So we're going to take, there's 8 of them, and you glue those on the top. The underside, there's a 12x12 piece of the man with the accordion, and I put that here, lined up, you know, a little bit of space between the edges of the waterfall. To fill in the gaps, I just took little scraps, and you can't even tell. I just put a piece here, one in the middle, and one at the top. And then I laid out this big piece right here. Put red on the back of all these flaps. These are all those cutouts that are on that one sheet of paper. And it just looks so good. In between each one are also scraps. So, again, you just take your paper, and to get the measurement, you just take your scrap paper, you put a pencil mark between the 2 fold lines, and that's the piece you cut for there. So that looks great. Okay, and now in my next video, we will work on pages 5 and 6.